Hey everybody, it's me, Eric from EPAutos.com, your Libertarian car guy. And the reason that I'm focusing on this picture will shortly become apparent. I thought that I would today do an audio version of my most recent article, which is titled, What Happened to My Profession? I know there are a lot of people out there who just don't have time to read print articles and who maybe prefer audible versions that they can listen to in their car. So, here we go. What happened to my profession? Car journalists were, once upon a time, car guys. They were not safety nags, indistinguishable from Ralph Nader or Joan Claybrook. Today they are indistinguishable. Might as well be Ralph or Joan. Keith Crane, for example, he is the editor of Automotive News, which isn't really. It would be more accurate to style it automotive hate, because Crane doesn't much like cars or driving them. He likes safety and wants more of it to be mandated. Automated emergency braking, for instance. This is technology which uses radar or other proximity sensors to detect another car or object within the orbit of a vehicle. If the driver does not brake when the computer programming thinks he ought to brake, the computer programming will apply the brakes automatically, peremptorily, usually when there is no need to do so, the object in the path of the vehicle being typically astronomical units distant. The system is set up to brake like a glaucomic old lady with no depth perception or capacity to judge time-distance relationships might. For safety! This, of course, is all accompanied by frantic flashing lights and beeps. The system cannot be switched off. Crane writes, this technology has not only been developed, but it is offered on many vehicles today. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and Insurance Institute for Highway Safety have a voluntary agreement with 20 automakers to standardize automated braking by 2022. The problem is that automated braking is mainly sold as an extra cost option or as part of a cruise control system, i.e. adaptive cruise control. IIHS estimates that only 1% of registered vehicles on the road today have automated braking. In my opinion, if an automaker has developed automatic braking and can install it as an option, then it can make the technology standard on all its vehicles. If it adds to the cost of the vehicle, then so be it. Just raise the price of the vehicle. I don't know of any company that offers as optional equipment seat belts or airbags or any of the other life-saving devices that have been developed over the years. There is something wrong with a company having the ability to save lives and choosing not to do so. The driving public deserves all the latest safety systems available. The government will eventually mandate such systems anyway. Car companies that do not offer these systems as standard are making a big mistake. End quote. So, this clover, and if you want to know what a clover is, click on the green symbol, isn't satisfied that safety technology he personally would like to have in a car is freely available to those who would like to purchase it. He is demanding that everyone be forced to buy it, and if it, quote, adds to the cost of the vehicle, then so be it. Just raise the price of the vehicle. Of course. Try to imagine a car journalist, Brock Yates for instance, urging such a thing, as opposed to this porcine pile of authoritarian collectivism. The most amazing thing, though, is how unconscious this Crane guy is about his coercive wet nursing. It is a measure of just how saturated the culture has become with both coercion and wet nursing. The casual insolence of the dude is absolutely halting. You don't get to choose. Crane et al. Will simply decree. You, of course, get to pay. How does he differ from other coercive utopians such as Ralph and Joan? What is the point of having, quote, journalists such as Crane who might as well be public citizens like Ralph and Joan? The ironic thing, which probably does not occur to Crane et al., is that their amen cornering of coercive utopianism is why the car industry is dying, why their jobs will go away along with it. Coercive utopianism has sucked almost all the joy out of owning and driving cars. It has transformed them into anodyne appliances that are burdensomely expensive to buy and repair and beyond the ken of most people to tinker with. They're not much fun anymore, second-guessing almost everything you do. Buzzers, beepers, cautionary warnings, intervention when you don't want it and didn't ask for it. They are suffused with peremptory, least common denominator idiot-proofing of the sort urged at gunpoint by guys like Crane, who then wonder why people are losing interest in cars, as well as reading about them. I may be the only car journalist left who still likes cars and loathes guys like Crane, who do not view them as things to be sucked dry of all personality in the name of safety, who figures that if there is a market for something, then the market will provide it at a price and for those who are willing and able to pay for it. That it ought to be up to you, not me. That it is most definitely not the role of tubby, not-so-little busybodies like this Crane character or anyone else to make those decisions on your behalf and without your consent, much less contrary to your consent. As Crane himself observes, only 1% of registered vehicles on the road today have automated emergency braking. What does this tell you, Keith? It tells me that most people do not want automated emergency braking. Hello? Just as some 40 years ago, most people did not want airbags either. Back then, it was Ralph and Joan who were furious about that and urged that people's decision to say no thanks be rescinded and countermanded, that they be forced to accept a different decision and pay for it too. Today, Ralph and Joan have been replaced by guys like Crane. There is no car press anymore. There is a metrosexualized echo chamber for the EPA and NHTSA. Ralph and Joan and Keith are the same hermaphroditic homunculus. It is of a piece with the transitioning of the car industry itself from a business that was in the business of designing and selling cars and driving to one that sells transportation. God, my teeth ache today. Thanks for viewing, and we will catch up with you again soon. Please visit epautos.com for more, and we will catch you on the flip-flop.